Welcome back to the Illuminated Path. This is episode 46. What are we talking about today?
We are talking about community over competition,
Yep.
and we're recording in our porch again. It is very windy out today,
Yep.
so please excuse the wind, but this is what we got for today because we still don't have our podcast set, but it's coming.
I'm going to be real with you guys. It's a bit of a chaotic episode right now. There's
It's chaotic.
Well, we're trying to squeeze it in 2 days before my bachelor trip.
Yeah.
And
things happen. We're here,
so
showing up.
there's wind and there's birds and there's highway noises, and we're very close to having a content studio in our home, but we're not there quite yet. So, how's the week?
Good. We just joined a yoga studio in town.
Oh my God, yeah.
And it's great. It's just really nice to, we've always done like yoga with Adrian at home, and I've been to different studios. You hadn't even been to a yoga studio prior to this one, and we really love it. We've been doing hot yoga. It feels so amazing, and it's just like a full hour of uninterrupted yoga. So I love it.
It's been an interesting journey because for me, I never wanted to go do yoga at a studio because it was such a personal time for me, but it actually was the opposite of what I thought it would be. Whereas not having the screen of yoga with Adrian, or I'm not following something on YouTube, but I have the class, and it's a very energetic moment with everyone there in the community of it all, and we're all there for our own practice. And it's I've wanted to try hot yoga for years.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. So I'm very happy. I'm stoked, and it's also kind of a wild journey from the time and commitment of being in an MMA studio to now just being focused on my yoga practice and lifting weights. And yeah, I feel great. I'm down 15 pounds.
Yay.
Yep. Things are going great. Getting ready for the wedding. And yeah.
Yeah, I just had my dress fitting the other day, so that was exciting to try it on again. And yeah, we're definitely in the depths of it right now, but also doing our best to not get stressed and just enjoy the whole process, because I know it's going to come and go very quickly.
Yeah. So let's discuss community over competition, because I think that this is something you and I have really dealt with a lot in terms of, building businesses, but also seeing other entrepreneurs and really working hard to get away from that hustle mentality. And I think a lot of people fall into this trap of thinking that someone else's success comes at your expense.
Yeah. And this goes for personal life too. There's so much comparison in the world. Social media, again, there's a lot of comparison happening there, where we almost see ourselves in competition with other people, and especially in business. And there's so much more value in growing with other entrepreneurs and growing with other people and receiving support and learning from one another versus thinking that you're competing.
Yeah.
Being in this competition mindset really is a fear and scarcity mindset that you're in, because you think that there's not enough. There's not enough room for both people to be successful. There's not enough clients. Or
I think let's pause there, because I think let's really focus on what you just said. If you think that you actually have competition, you're living in scarcity and lack.
Yeah.
Your competition is you.
Only you.
And only you. And that makes me think about, when we had our agency, we still have it, but with marketing, right? It would be very easy for us to go, oh, we got all this competition, right? There's no shortage of people who go online and call themselves a digital marketer and do all kinds of stuff. But there's, you can look at the segmentation within that, where we focused on health and wellness brands. Then, we focused on small business, and then we went into consulting. But we had marketing contacts that did only website photography or only branding. And, whereas we did everything, we were a full service, but there's so much opportunity even in, your specific area, your little wheelhouse.
Yeah. But also with that, I even if you are doing the exact same thing as someone else, I just think that there's very much different opportunities for each of you. Everyone has their own personality. and you're going to connect with one client better than, someone else who's doing the same thing. With me as a coach, like there's ideal clients for me. There might be another coach doing very similar things to me, but I don't connect with someone and they're better suited for them.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing in so many other areas of life, of business. Like just because you are not necessarily chosen, it doesn't mean like your competition was chosen. It just means that that wasn't the right fit for you. And there's plenty of other opportunity.
Yeah. And so let's kind of talk about what this actually means, right? Community over competition. It's this idea that, I've heard it collaboration too, and the idea is you have opportunities when you put your minds together with someone else, not competition.
Yeah,
You can
absolutely.
build with other people.
There's kind of this mindset of like, in order for you to win, someone else has to lose.
Yeah.
And that is just so false.
Mm.
Like, that is again like that scarcity and fear mindset. And it's very myopically focused. Whereas being able to see like that there's so much opportunity, there's, you can learn from other people, or you can grow alongside someone, you can collaborate with people, you can network with people, and like there's just so much more opportunity, so much more of an abundant mindset
Yeah.
and a growth mindset, not seeing other people, other businesses as competition. I know again we're focusing on business, but like even in your
But
own personal
it
life,
could be
there's
career,
yeah.
it could be your friendships. I kind of spoke to someone recently about my trading journey, and it was pretty clear that they were kind of upset. They were not willing to root for me because they themselves were not in a great financial situation. And you start to see that when you really approach life in that way of like you really can build a circle of people who are rooting for each other and winning together. And I always think about this example of you when you have a friend, it should be, your elevator goes up and you help your friend get up to your level. And maybe your friend passes you, but then he helps you get up.
Mm,
And it's understanding that no one person is ever really passing, but you're building together.
yeah. It's that growth and that support. And that's again why that community aspect. And we had a whole episode on like, your supportive circle
Yeah.
and why that's so important, both in personal and business.
Guys, there is a lot of wind. I'm gonna tell you, we just gotta flow with it right now. So
I think you're the only one that's going to actually notice it and
I'm
be bothered
I'm
because you
really gonna
edit the audio.
try to get it out in the editing, but I make no promises.
With competition, it is going back to like that external validation.
Yep.
It's seeking validation outside by getting the client or getting the promotion or like some form of winning, right? But that's all external. Again,
Yeah.
it's not an internal feeling about just who you are as a person and just the gratitude for like your growth or your experiences or your opportunities. It's looking outside for that external validation to say, oh, this happens. That must mean I'm good, and comparing yourself to someone else.
Yeah. Oh, I'm better than this person.
Yeah.
I got the promotion. I landed the contract and this other business didn't. It continues to be this conversation of people living for other people and for the vanity or, trying to portray a certain image and not making it about their journey and what they're learning and what they're actually doing.
Yeah. So I think there has been a bigger shift around like a community focused approach.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And, we wanted to just talk about like how that can continue to happen, like what our perspectives are on that. And like I was saying, the abundance mindset, like there's always enough opportunity and just everything out there for everyone to have their own version of success.
Mm. And I always share this when I think about an abundance mindset. Is I believe it was the book The Soul of Money, where she talks about world hunger. She said it's not a resource problem; it's a distribution problem.
Mhm.
Like we truly do have all the opportunity, everything we need. It's more about the distribution of actually reaching it for each specific group.
Yeah.
So if you, and that's kind of the same conversation of like, oh, there's no jobs. Well, there's plenty of jobs. You might have to move for the kind of job you want, but there's always opportunity.
Yeah. Um, Community, it can lead to just a lot of growth and even innovation. Like, you can just learn so much from other people.
Mm,
You could not, like, if you're willing to build a community and collaborate with people, you can either be in competition with them, or you can learn from them. You can exchange information and knowledge with each other and make yourself, make your business, make your career better because of that person was willing to collaborate with you versus, withholding information because they saw it as a competition.
yeah. And I will say too, I think you being a coach and having seen you around other coaches, I think it's a really interesting space because good coaches, they really do believe in this. They understand that you can serve different clients differently, and the coach isn't always going to be the right fit for a client.
Mhm.
So when coaches are together, it's really just understanding how they can best serve their clients in different segments. But it's not, there's a strong understanding there of like, we're not competition. Even if we do the exact same things, the approach could be wildly different.
Yeah. Well, that brings me to, I know we mentioned collaboration, but more to come on this. But I'm actually working on collaborating with a coach right now, and it has just been such a like natural and organic way that it's come about. Like, we met, and there were things that we worked on together. She helped me with some market research. I ended up coaching her on my podcast, and then we just connected.
Mhm.
And you know lack mindset, that scarcity mindset, could have seen that as absolutely, like, this is competition. Like, we do have similar things that we're teaching and potentially similar clients, but the way that we talk and work together, like, is so incredible. The energy is just
Yeah.
powerful. Like, that energy of two people coming together and really wanting to help each other grow and learn is so powerful. So I am just being so open-minded about this collaboration and this opportunity, and I'm really excited to
Yeah.
just continue working on it.
I'm so glad that you found someone like that, and it's cool to like, be excited to see what you create because I really am much farther away from it now.
Mhm.
And I'm really excited to see what comes of it. And I'm glad that you found that. I've actually been reading a book, Outwitting the Devil. Phenomenal book. I couldn't do it justice if I tried, but they talk about the author talks about putting your head together in the power of two minds. And the idea is truly that while we can create things on our own, we really tap into something powerful and special and energetically unique when we put our minds together with someone else.
Yeah, and I've been seeing it in action, like, our calls that we've been having. Like, we set them for an hour, and an hour and a half later, we're like, "Oh, we gotta get off, like, the
Yeah.
phone because 'cause we're just sharing so much information and knowledge with." And, like, also, it's like we both have this really similar goal of, like, helping people, healing people, and how much more powerful is it to have two people
Mm,
helping people? You're able to reach more people. You're able to,
yeah.
have different perspectives. Like, something that I can teach, maybe she can't, and vice versa. So it's everything is multiplied. There's no
Yeah.
competition. Everything is multiplied to just be better.
Yeah. And it, I also think about when we spent a lot of time at chambers of commerce, there was an event in particular that we went to. Actually, what that one wasn't Chamber of Commerce, but we met someone who had a yoga studio, and they were like, "Oh, you're a holistic life coach. You should come host an event at my studio."
Mm,
And there's just always, if you are around the right people, the collaboration and the opportunity is truly effortless. If you're around someone who thinks that your success comes at their expense and they're always going to be jealous and negative, you're not going to, those opportunities aren't going to be in that room. That's not the energetic state that they are, um, what's the word?
Giving
Radiating.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I think that, you know, if you can really find the right group, the right people, um, that was an interesting
it
bird.
sounded like a parrot.
Wow. No, what's Makes me think of that cereal brand that used to have the Fruit Loops. Yeah. So, if you find the right area, the opportunities will just flow. Whereas if you're kind of trying too hard, right, to be around the right person, and you end up with people who are negative or jealous, or don't have that real abundance mindset, you're not going to really be as open to receiving those things.
Yeah, it's definitely just a more restrictive energy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Anything else to add?
No, I think that's it.
Community over competition. You're looking for an abundance mindset. Don't live in scarcity. Don't lead with fear.
There is enough to go around in all aspects of life.
Yep. You can literally make a living doing anything you want.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.